Konnichiwa, minasan. I'm going to be doing another edition of Pillow Talk today. Maybe some stuff that people didn't really quite expect. Now, there's two big events for me usually during the year, especially since I don't really date and I'm not really in the function to do that these days. Money is tight and money is that sort of thing. But I did want to impart some knowledge and some insight. Now, remember, okay, when you say something, you're going through life, sometimes you go through stages, you go through stuff that you may not have expected to see yourself go through, or something unexpected, you grow and you develop and you change, okay? So this is one of those things, and I ask people who are not part of the community from under the umbrella of the gay, lesbian, trans, what is the other, bisexual and queer, I kind of mixed it up, to kind of keep an open mind to stuff, okay? My parents ever see this blog, which there's already one out there to kind of blow them away. But I'm kind of setting plans to go and find a date to go to one of these scream parks sometime in October. Now, I enjoy that very, very much. I love to go to this kind of thing. I think Halloween is a very special time, and maybe I'll do some Halloween blogs ahead of time. But looking for a date. Pretty wild thing, huh? I have some people in mind, I guess one person, a girl. But, I wouldn't freak people out. I do have a guy in mind. So I'm kind of looking at this. There was somebody very nice at the grocery store that I came across. And I first saw him, I said, wow, that could be somebody in the community. I said, that looked pretty good. I kind of thought, wow, if they transitioned or they even dressed up, they would look pretty awesome. No, I myself, surely not. Not anything. Not anything compared to what they look like. But they look cute. This is a Asian person, Asian guy. Now I pick up something that they're somewhere under the umbrella. But there's a cross between two things that I'm seeing, that they might be gay or they might be trans. Sometimes those things kind of blend together, and it's very interesting. And here's my rationale and reasoning, okay? It's not, even though I come from the straight community, it's not that I would be giving up on women, but it's kind of like a chance to explore, okay? Kind of like a chance to explore to see what's right. Now, what's my reasoning why? Well, I kind of made it a point. It's sort of a pseudo-resolution, although I'm not too sure exactly what's going to come from this, okay? But I said it to myself that when I go out on a date, I'm going to be me, okay? That means my car and all the stuff that I've done with that on the inside, okay, to feminize it, that's going to stay. If I date a girl, that's going to stay. If she asks, I'm going to say, and explain myself. And if she likes that, okay. If she's sort of on the fence with it, okay. If she is not into it, sit back, respect that, and that's her opinion. But I really need to go and be free, okay? So I know that I do have to go to gay clubs and I have to dress up and present and that stuff, but I have to be comfortable, okay? I think for the rest of my life, I will see myself as just a big lesbian, okay? Even though I like guys, might go and do that thing too. But it depends on how you match up with somebody. Now, this is my big thing, from the inside out. I first came on YouTube, and I got to see people. Now, the first people I subscribed is two of them right off the bat that are within the community, okay? One of them came from the gay community, the other one came from the straight community. But they kind of weave back and forth with, what types of people that they like, which gender. But I really get to see people from the inside out. And I think it's a very beautiful thing. Whereas maybe a lot of people in the world, they'll look at people maybe from what they have on the outside and they'll really think for that connection on the inside. I think this is more of a frame of thought of understanding what gay relationships are like. Although I think with men, it kind of depends. I mean, they're attracted to somebody on the outside, and I think you need to have some type of element of that. Yes. But people for who they are on the inside, I think you see that more in the trans community. Um, I've been out here to watch some videos a little bit here and there this past week. I was on vacation. And I'm just very taken by some of the female to male people. And I got to thinking, I said, hey, I could seriously date one of those people from the other side of the community. There's one guy here that I haven't subscribed to yet, and I'm kind of thinking about subscribing to him. But he just has all this insight. It's very deep. It's like, hey, here's somebody that's really thinking for a change, okay? They're not just frou-frou nut and having all this air up in their head, okay? They're actually thinking about something deep. And I was very taken by that. The female and male people are just, they're so strong. It's like they're so strong and so brave. And then they go into the world, right? And they're pretty much guys. But they don't have a guy's thingy down there. That's a big trip. This guy I'm thinking about subscribing to, and I really like him. He has a girlfriend from January. I hope and I'm crossing my fingers that they're still together. But I sometimes wonder, what's the dynamic here? You know, for me, is it finding somebody that I can be completely comfortable around with and be me? Or is it somebody that I would be, pseudo-attracted to? No, I would be attracted to, but I have to be like a pseudo-me. Like I have to have some things hide or whatever. Here's my idea, and this is the coolest thing. I know I'm just kind of rambling, but this is my thoughts. I thought this year, for a change, okay, why don't I go to one of these scream parks and go and just be me? Now maybe being me would be kind of like the way I am now. Months from now I might be into other things. Oh, excuse me. I had quite a week. You know, maybe I would want to do my nails. Maybe I might want to wear like a body spray or perfume or something like that. Maybe I want to put together an entire outfit, you know, a whole thing, you know, a nice jacket, a nice blah 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 blah. Something that I'm comfortable in this is me. And just go out. I mean, it's not like when you date that you have to be necessarily committed to that person, but it gives you a chance to like open up to things. Okay? I thought, here's a possibility. What if I asked this guy out, right? Seems to be a very nice guy. He actually did something to get my attention, to kind of, you know, face-to-face confrontation. And he was very nice and polite to me. So, you know, I'm not too sure. But here's the thing. What if he's a gay guy, okay? He likes guys, or he's interested in me, right? Is it a crime to go out and do that? I don't think so. I think in this day and age, you know, 2011, people are pretty open to things. I mean, it's not like any secret. You know, trans stuff, I think there's still work. There's still work that needs to be done, but it's kind of hard to tell who's who and who's what, and, you know, without instantly labeling them as gay. But I think you take the chance of being labeled as gay. What if we go out and he's the masculine one and I'm the feminine one? Maybe I'll have a date, somebody to clutch my arm onto. It's like sometimes we go out and I'm like dying for that kind of stuff, you know? I've been out with a girl last time, my last woman, almost 2 years ago, a year and a half technically, right about, no more than a year and a half. And she clutched onto my arm and we went through one of the haunted houses kind of places, and it was a nice feeling, but you know, sometimes I feel like I'd want to do that too. I mean, if I went out with this guy and this whole thing happened, what would happen if, you know, we'd both be clutching up to each other? We're pretty much like two girls going out. So what? So what? Would I be losing anything? I mean, everybody has their limitations of what they're comfortable with. Yes, they do. I mean, some people like this, some people like that. But it's the chemistry of what goes on. Now, if I'm right, what if they're a trans person, right? That could probably be the best relationship of my life right there. And oftentimes I get to look at trans women, trans girls, and what do I see? I see a girl. Now, obviously, physically, there's been changes and all that. But does it technically matter what they have down there? Okay? I know within the gay male community, there's certain things that go a certain way. I don't believe that every gay man actually puts things in places where things usually come out. Without getting into detail, okay? That's kind of personal. Um, I don't necessarily believe that that always happens, okay? When you have a certain act that comes about between lesbians or gay men, it's an act of love. It's a very special thing. Um, I think the straight community, they do their things too. And there's girls that you would probably look at and say, boy, they really like it up the where. And some girls are like that. So it's not really anything odd, but people do what they do because they're showing affection for each other. I'm kind of leery of gay men that are very aggressive and animate about sexual stuff. That kind of says, hey, I would back off on that because it's less, I don't know, special stuff. But special things, I thought it would be really cool. If I find a girl to do that, okay, fine. But the heart of it all, it's feeling accepted, And then I think at that point, it wouldn't really matter what anybody else would have to say. I mean, there's relationships I see between two trans girls, and I think it's actually beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful because you're free. There's no stigma. Does it really matter? No. I'm at my company and I'm very lucky to go in and be me, be there, and do my stuff. I thought, how cool would it be to just dress up one time, maybe for Halloween, and if I liked it very much, could I get away with it doing it all week? If people had questions, so what? Answer the questions, there you go. But it's still like an exploring thing. It's like, you go and you do it. Not encouraging people, hey, go gay or whatever. You gotta really try it, man. It's the bomb. No, it stems from certain reasons. It stems from who you are. It's that sort of thing. So, yeah. I guess that's my 2 cents on that. Full of talk today. But, yeah. I guess the next thing on my mind, how would I go and ask this guy out? I think for a start, I would go and ask his name, talk to him a little bit, just to kind of find out and get a feel for things. And then, if it was comfortable enough, alright, there you go. Don't put myself in the moment where I have to be under a lot of pressure to, stay in that relationship. Maybe be honest with them and say, hey, this is me. I've never been out with a guy before. I want to go and do this, and say, get to know you a bit, and just go out and have a good time. And, if something comes of it, fine. If I have a friend, fine. If I have somebody where, if I want to go out once in a while and do something special, okay. Like go out to eat or go do a whale watch thing, go to a museum or go to Salem and take in all the wild witchcraft kind of stuff at Salem that they have, okay, fine. But just go out and just be. So that's a really big deal. Okay, I guess that's my soapbox for today. I hope I didn't freak any people out. But it's just something that's been in my head for about 2 weeks now, so I had to let it out. Pillow talk. Alright, bye for now.